Welcome back to CBS Sports coverage of the 1989 NBA Finals, along with Hubie Brown, Brent Musburger, and Pat O'Brien. This is Dick Stockton here at the Palace of Auburn Hills, where the Detroit Pistons have to like allowing the Lakers only 22 points in the first quarter, have a 6-point lead. Here's the schedule. Thursday night, game 2, 9 o'clock here in Detroit. The series moves to the Forum for 3, and if necessary, games 5, 6, 7, and you see the final 2, if necessary, will be here at the Palace. Isiah Thomas, with 8 points, has had an injured hand and a pulled hamstring muscle, and right now, let's go to Pat O'Brien. Pat?
If we can show the camera right here, Isiah just asked for a heat pack and put it on that right hamstring. They're worried now that it's starting to tighten up on him. Something we'll be watching over here.
Thank you very much. So AC Green got hit, had a chipped tooth. He has not come back to the game as we start the second quarter. It's Joe Dumars and Vinnie Johnson at guard. Now, what kind of defense do the Lakers have here?
Well, it looks like the Lakers are in their 3-2 trapping defense. They'll make the trap, and then they'll scramble to play you man-to-man.
Dennis Rodman feeding Edwards inside. James Edwards, that's the way to beat it, and we saw it in the Chicago-Detroit series to get the ball to the middleman.
Once you get it in the middle and he turns and attacks, you have numbers behind them. Someone's going to get a good shot.
See, I learned from listening to you in that series.
There you go, big fella.
Aren't you happy? You reached me. Rodman, one of the best defenders in the league, is guarding Woolridge one-on-one. Foul. And Woolridge will go to the line, and Rodman picks up his first foul.
Now watch against the trap. There's the trap. They go to Rodman. Now as he elevates, he doesn't want the shot. See how he drops that ball down? The Detroit knows that once that ball gets to the foul line, the back people can go to the basket, and they will have a 2-on-1.
Here's a young man, Orlando Woolridge, who was in drug rehabilitation last year out in Los Angeles and felt that that would be the place to play, and now finds himself in his first NBA Finals after contributing mightily off the bench. You know, Jerry West over the years has done a terrific job picking up the likes of Bob McAdoo, Michael Thompson, and Woolridge to really help an already solid team.
Well, Jerry has been a real architect because he's brazen about the moves that he makes. Then Pat takes them and puts them into this chemistry that winning is paramount here. You submerge your talents into winning.
James Edwards already a threat on offense. Missed that time, out of bounds, and it's going to be Detroit ball. Minute gone by in the second quarter, and Pat Riley and Chuck Daly going at each other for the second straight year for the NBA title.
Well, the Detroit guards are off to a good start. They're 7 for 10 from the floor. They are the top 3 out of 4 scorers throughout the entire playoffs.
You can always tell how Detroit does by their backcourt score. Here's Edwards with that fall-away shot. He's missed his last 2, and Woolridge with a good game so far off the boards has 4 rebounds.
Well, he's very active, Dick. A quick body, an excellent jumper, quick jumper.
Vinnie Johnson is on Campbell. Off-balance shot. Not the best that Pat Riley wanted, and Detroit with a 6-point lead can match their biggest. Dumars. Someone got a hand on it.
Kareem.
Mahorn missed. Detroit, second shots. That's their trademark all year long.
Well, their guards, Isiah Thomas and Vinnie Johnson, really help out on the offensive board.
Here's Vinnie. Again, good defense by the Lakers. Out of the pack comes Woolridge, and here's Kareem.
Woolridge doing a great job on the boards and trying to advance the ball every time he rebounds.
The offensive rebounds pretty close. Detroit, the team that has dominated there all year. Magic Johnson just cut off Dumars cold on the baseline. Campbell played Vinnie Johnson well despite the fact that there's a foul.
Well, that's a tough cover for any guard in this league. Vinnie Johnson off a staggered curl is one of the toughest covers that we have.
Pistons have a 4-point lead, but surrounding this entire NBA final is the fact that this is the 18th and final journey for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You were an assistant coach at Milwaukee in '73 and '74 early in his career, and you got to know him then.
Well, when I think of Kareem, I think of excellence, durability, a player who is totally coachable, the ultimate team player. He does whatever the team needs. And then when you think about it, he always takes the big shot under pressure.
How has he changed personally, do you think, over the years?
Oh, very much outspoken. Back in those days, you know, Kareem would only say 1 or 2 sentences at a time. But the thing is, it was the depth of the sentence and what he had to say.
Isiah Thomas is back in. Worthy and Cooper has checked in for the Lakers. Vinnie Johnson uses that sturdy body of his to get a basket and draw the foul as well.
You gotta love it tonight. This guy is down in the pack. He is really scrapping, Dick.
Meanwhile, the 3rd foul on Orlando Woolridge is a tough break for the Lakers here.
Now watch how he's coming off that pick. A fake, and then all he did was backdoor his man, forcing the Lakers to switch. But more important, he's a 6'3", 6'4" guard, and he elevated inside of 2 guys 6'10" and got off the shot.
Vinnie Johnson, who's been an excellent 3-point shooter thus far in the playoffs. So here are the lineups right now. The Lakers have Cooper in the backcourt, along with Worthy, Thompson, Woolridge, and Kareem. They have the big lineup in. Not as big as it could be, but it's pretty big. And Woolridge goes in. Trapped by Rodman and Kareem, and Rodman just beat Kareem for the loose ball off the board. Thomas. And a pushing foul inside, loose ball against the Lakers. What about this lineup, QB? We haven't seen it often. Cooper is really the only pure guard in there.
Well, they have 4 guys 6'9" or better. They've practiced this all year. They've used it occasionally. They feel they're not losing anything because Worthy can match up on the second guards.
Thompson committed the foul. Edwards didn't get the bounce. And Rodman and Cooper will jump it up.
There's the worm doing his usual, fighting on the offensive glass. Talk about excitement. This guy can generate a crowd. You see how he is? When he leaps, he tries to tip the ball all the time and keep it alive.
I don't know if there's anyone more active in the game.
You know why I like him? They run no plays for this guy. The only way he gets the basketball is off the fast break or on a second shot.
Kickball and a new 24-second clock by the Pistons. Magic Johnson will come back in the game. Irvin with 6 points will replace Woolridge, who goes out with 3 personal fouls. But Woolridge has been a big man off the boards for the Lakers.
Right now, the Lakers are getting no loose balls. They're getting hurt on the offensive rebounding of Detroit.
Vinnie Johnson in the lane. You mentioned loose balls. That's what Pat Riley pounds through them. The effort plays, the loose balls. That, he says, was what wins. I'm
kind of surprised how easy Detroit is getting inside the foul line.
Biggest lead of the game for the Lakers, 9. Detroit, that is. Kareem cuts it to 7. 9-point lead by the Pistons. It's now a 7-point game.
I'll tell you, James Edwards had him in the lower back the entire time, and the big fella still knocked that one down.
8 for Abdul-Jabbar. Thomas, no basket. And it'll be a Laker foul, maybe Cooper. And it will be 3 on Michael Cooper.
You'll see in this situation here, Vinnie getting down inside and just out-jumping a Michael Thompson at 6'10". You notice the elevation and how he faded on that shot to get it off.
14 fouls on the Lakers. 1 more there in the penalty again. The Pistons with only 1 team foul. Thomas picked up the ball like it was practice, and someone rolled it out. He picked it up and threw it in.
What I like about Detroit, they're making all their perimeter shots, so their inside game opens.
Magic Johnson goes in and draws the foul. We haven't seen the vintage Michael Magic Johnson yet, but we will. That foul was on Vinnie Johnson.